Welcome to class. We're gonna be working with some shoulder mobility. First, just to open up the structure and the lung capacity before we head into some sliding. That's why we're on this floor today. So that being said, you wanna have your socks or your sliders ready. They're like gym sliders. Depending on the floor, really socks work almost, the most optimum. And that's all we need for today's class. Let's get started. So finding your seat here on your heels or with your block between your ankles to take a little pressure out of the knees. Yeah, we're gonna be using the strap first just for some looser mobility. And the intention is really to go into neuromobility. So I want this extension of the wrist. Let me demo. So I'm taking it a little looser first. I have 3 loops at the end. We're just gonna kind of floss the shoulders, okay? So I take a big inhale breath and then I look back, lean back as I wave through. So it's rather loose. But yet there's always a minimum level of resistance, as this minimum level of resistance here keeps the joint safe, engages the stabilizers. Big inhale breath, right? So it's more like a cradle flossing, not too much structure. Oh, nice. Just moving the joints with a minimal resistance level. Just make that feel good. Always nice to remind our students that ultimately we do want to feel good. There we go. And when you extend your wrist here, I'm not talking hyperextension, but you're extending them when you open your palms. You really should get here as the traction comes in. Feel that maximum neurotension, right? So spaghetti's in the body, the peripheral nervous system is there, engaged and encouraged to mobilize in the tissue. As we work through resistance today, I want to bring a new element in. And it's really the resistance being there all the time. For example, in plank, the floor that we push against. And today we'll be using the floor as an additional tool to resist an engaged body and basically tell the body where to go. All right, once you're nicely through, let's take one more connective. Engaging, plugging in sensation, and then stretch out through both palms as you open the chest, open the lungs. So good. Open, stretch through the pectorals. Adding a little neck motion. And come back. Yeah, we'll add one more, which is the signature move. Going in with both wrists. Let's not go too tight. You want to have some strength component, but don't max it out in the beginning. Inhale, breath, palms face each other. This is crucial. Nice lesson to learn for our students, that really this is what externally rotates the shoulder, and then keeping the belly in, front ribs in, cactus arms. And I'm going a little lower than usual just to get that extra stretch here into, lower with the elbows into the shoulders. And you can close your eyes for a moment here and remind yourself of the optimal placement of your head above the core of your pelvis. And we'll do our 10. Engaging those muscles and This is so valuable, right? If you're dominant, one-handed, or right or left-hander like myself, whenever I work symmetrically with the strap, it really makes me aware of where that other shoulder or muscles are not engaged, and that dominant hand wants to overpower. So it's a great way to bring balance into the yin yang in that sense, to right and left body side, the Ida Pingala, leveling out, okay, the doing versus the being, and then hold. Move your belly in as you stretch your arms back. Oh, big stretch through the chest. Nice work. And then come back. Working with our 2 down dog variations. First, I'm going to angle this a little bit. Yeah, we're going to find the resistance of the band first behind. So it's position 2. So going from position 2, here we are, into the back of the knees. I'm gonna nicely tuck, poof, puff, place my hands in front of the shoulders. All right, find that rooting sensation through this close chain. Inhale, lift the heart. Long, long breath here. And then exhale, moving the hips back. Push your thighs back up for downward dog. And we want to do 5 each, okay? And as you stretch back through the power of your thighs, really root into both hands evenly. Nice and slow. Inhale, breath. Soften between the arms, firm arms. And then exhale, push your hips back, long spine. So position of the spine doesn't really change as we go into the down dog. Exhale. Oh. Inhale. I'm fascinated every time of how it just intensifies the body sensation. And then I want the last down dog to be held. Steady. Inhale, breath. Down dog. And then after the last one, 5, if I'm not mistaken. Down dog here. Just hold the position, level through the hands and the feet. Five breaths total. Clearing your body with prana. As the muscles demand more and more oxygen, we're intensifying the breath. Nice. And walk back this time for Uttanasana. Here we go. And we're going to transition the strap from bending the knees, looping the feet in. You could do that without bending the knees actually first as well. You want to bend the knees once you pull the strap over. And then as you come back down, right? We are. Bring this up over your pelvic ridge and then come to a straight leg position like Ardha Uttanasana to adjust first. What is the sensation? Get an idea of the backs and positioning. This is great for people like, am I flexing or can I pull my spine away from the strap? And that's why we're gonna have it for the down dog. You're gonna have it nice and back to anchor. Pull it back a little bit. And I'm very
very sleepy pants, but it still works. It gets a nice grip of your body. And we're gonna bend the knee, and now anchoring the legs back through the down dog. Allow the pelvis position to come into a neutral position. And then keep that neutrality as you slowly walk back. Or Ardha Uttanasana. And let's see if you can keep it coming back. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Find your breath. Find your friendship with your body. That idea that we can really anchor through our own system, our own physiology, to really settle in the body when we feel all unsettled energetically. And I know for myself, when my mind starts to loop in thoughts, which we are always thinking, but it just does this nonsense looping, that it's time to settle to physiology, ground the system, engage the parasympathicus. Good. And one more, and then the fifth we hold as well. Inhale. Again, adjust, bend the knees, push the heels back, the hips up. Ooh. And then this one, I want you to bend the knees if you need to adjust the pelvic bridge, but it's basically like that hand sound we do in down dog. Go a little longer this time, and then just anchor back the legs one more time as you breathe. Down dog. Nice. Uttanasana. Get ready for the squat. Adjust if you have to. It's really my microphone that keeps being in the way here of the positioning. And then with your knees slightly bent, inhale, lengthen the heart. And cat-cow, exhale, fold. Press through the big toe mound, pinky toe mound. Just find that positioning of the pelvis in Utkatasana before we hold the pose. Before we come out of the symmetry into the asymmetry. And then inhale, lift, bend your knees, hold your arms, breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Exhale, Uttanasana. This time fold in your chin. Okay, bend your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, Uttanasana. So stable Utkatasana. In this position, you may not go full blast because you may pull the strap. So I'm avoiding a full hip flexion at that point. 1. Find your 5 counts, 5 breaths. Let your thighs do the work. Keep your knees open. Lower down. I'm gonna hold this one. There you go. Uttanasana. And one more. Evenly distribute the weight. Inhale, Utkatasana. And then back. And fall forward. Nice. All right. From here, walk it out. You can take your wide legged. And I want you to go into the inner thighs first, okay? So modifying, you could use the strap on the inside. It's just more stable if it moves in. And then widen that ninja lunge. And
really the reason I add this at this point is I want to have a balanced adductor system, because it's so determining about the positioning of the pelvis. Inhale, lift. Heel can be lifted, knee is placed. And switch. Push. Lift. Inhale. Allow the outer hip to drop. Big side body opener.
you could start to lower down the heel as well.
If your body allows. There you go. Here we are. Heels down. Or with some support of the block as well. And then come back to center. Good. One more time. Level. Level. And then walk your hands forward.
As you bend your knees slightly, push your heels down, your hips up. And just find the center here of the pelvis, yeah? Ooh, that's okay. It's most likely to happen. Yeah. Find length, right? If the strap slides up, no big deal. Just let that be the indicator of actually lengthening your spine. And then bring your knees out behind the strap for Durgasana. Good. So I'm just gonna take a little dynamic Durgasana here. Moving into the upper body. Okay. As you twist. Center, that's the one time where I lock my elbows. Being smooth like a criminal. Smooth through the upper body. I really find with aging in my 40s that this is one of the big things that I notice is a tendency of stiffness in this area. So I always find it worth it to make sure my thoracic stays mobile. Good. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and come back. Awesome. All right. Move forward, let the strap go down, turn the right foot open, and find your warrior 2. Go. And you see, having the strap higher just gives me a little bit more traction. You can also play with variations, FYI, of bringing the front knee in. Like this could be a good guidance if you're struggling with the front knee, okay? So either this for more pull, or let's do that today. Bring the front strap up. So nice to always just cover something new with the band. And we find warrior 2. Good. Ground your feet through the band. Inhale, reverse. And I'm find Trikonasana here. Guide your band. And reach your top arm over. If the wall's there, use the wall. Okay. Bend your knees. Guide that knee. Not very smooth like that, but it will be smoother working with front knee bent. But for my prep work, I want to do Trikonasana. There you go. And one more time. Bring it up. Warrior 2. It's an interesting support for sure. Up, warrior 2. And Trikonasana, hold. Alright.
turn the belly to the side. Push the back leg. And transition. Okay. Again, find your second side. So in this position 4, option here. Smoother when you do Trikonasana because you don't have to move the strap. Or play with me for today. Bring that strap in over the top knee and see how that works. There's a more grounding sensation to your front femur. Sure. Warrior 2. Smile and breathe. Endure the hardship of grace. And then Trikonasana. I'm going to try, see what happens. Grounding through the big toe. Again, if you do this in class, smoother with front knee bend. Okay, I want to have my Trikonasana to open the thigh body, root the back foot, lengthen through the top. Ooh. And then let's go back. Warrior 2. Hold and breathe. Steady the gaze. And a Trikonasana. Here we go. Inhale, breath. Alright. Coming back down. Simply step back. Ignore the bend. Find your transition to upper dog or cobra. See where your body's at. Yeah. Now I like to go, keep my toes tucked if I transition directly to upper dog, just because I can power more through the legs and keep that core connection as I move into down dog. Let's do that one more time. Tucking the toes and engaging in that. Fire up those powerful muscles. And one more. Really here, this moment is all about finding tailbone pubic bone connection, keeping the lower belly lift as you do upward dog. Nice. And walk your hands back. Undo the band. And we are going to roll up the mat. Okay. So let's go this way. Using the side. I'm gonna roll up my mat because I want to be able to slide. Okay. So first slide again. Sometimes if it rolls right back, just open it up. The socks are really my favorite options, but I'm gonna try to work with these sliders today. So with the sliders there, first we do symmetric motion and then go into asymmetric motion. For the symmetric one, use your mats for your palms here to be sticky, and then we're gonna push both sliders back into plank like we just did. Lengthen the heart, lengthen the tail, and then bring it back. Okay, 5 times. Alle guten Dinge sind 5. Push, push, push. Plank, not upper dog this time. And pull it in. Good. So you could almost feel, especially as you come in, like this is my pull-up situation, right?
So do handstand, press up, and so close. Back core connection here off the front line. And the art is to slide them evenly without needing that speed up that I just did. Again, inhale, inhale. Release. Hop, Uttanasana. Good work. One slider first. Place it on the ground or the mat. I'm going to use my left foot on the slider for the lunge. Just try to find that line. Straight line going back, open twist, and then pull it in. It will take you a couple motions here to clean the floor. Or really just find the line. But really what you feel is the resistance as we know it. How can I keep my muscle engaged while I lengthen? In one line. Good. Switch sides. Right side. Try to track it in one line back. Funny. The glue spots of my 9-year-old on the ground. I'm gonna share. Inhale, open twist. You maybe have to check your foot if you're actually still tracking in one line. Yeah, for studio owners, this is great. You will have a polished floor at the end of your session. I think that was 5. There we go. Good. Now adding symmetry. So with one foot stable, it's less demanding. Now both feet are on the ground. We're gonna lunge and switch. So we often talk about psoas length, but rarely about strength, and we're really doing both here. This is length, try to extend your leg. This is strengthening the leg that's pulling forward. Don't mind him. You saw how I just cheated there, pulling it fast. It's really tricky. And if people have difficulty with the hips, I'll let them move it to the side just to get more space into the inner hip. And we're working through 10 here. A lot of complexity to the mind. Try to be smooth and even. Getting warm. Uttanasana. And pause. Breathe as you fold in. Nice. Link your sliders out. Pull your mat closer. Turn around. All right. Working here, we're going to use the arms now. So again, that idea for resistance, but even where I don't have to go fast to plug in, right? I maintain the connection the entire time. And basically I only go as much into mobility as I can maintain the connection. This is the lesson. How do I not overstretch where I'm losing integration to come back? Ready, go. Let's do one first, like we did with the leg. So I'm gonna slide forward, like a chaturanga, and I'm gonna slide back. And just getting used to this. I have to adjust this hand a little. And 5 times.
looking at these fitness rollers, very similar. And one more. Switch. The core is really challenging to maintain here, but as long as I keep pressing down and sliding, I really got it. And last one. Good. Take both. Stretch forward for a moment. Again, try to find that point of disconnect and connect, and try not to go past. You're gonna slide both when you're ready. Slide all the shoulders. And again, you only go as far as you can maintain the integration. You're gonna do big range first. Okay, so you're on your knee, you move forward, and pull back. I like to bend my knees here just because I can keep better positioning of the pelvis. Tell you, a nice polished floor. Number 5. Good. Stretch. Hard forward, pause, don't collapse. And then come back. Okay. Turning around. It's just for me easier that way right now if I'm working in the room. Right? You're gonna use hands back on the mat. And this time, put the feet back on. Ready? So again, if you're doing this with socks, you could use the socks under your hands. It really works quite well. Definitely uses up your socks. We're gonna go into cross Vasisthasana. Okay, right foot under first. So I'm leaning forward. Move my right foot over. And then come back. Switch. Try to make it as smooth as you possibly can. The wall stopping you over there. Yeah. You know, Anusara always called this bridges cross. Oh, outer hip. We're gonna do the stretch of the last one. Ooh. Well, yeah, how sometimes you have to cheat. Okay, this one, hold. Pull your hip back, settle down. Inhale, lengthen. Move your heart forward. Twist. Pull your bottom, outer hip back. Same hold for a second side. Strong twist for the low back. Give your glutes a movement. Find your position. And then same on the second side. Okay, of course you can come down if your body, is all smooth. Or you can add an arm twist. Bottom arm through. And if that stretch serves you well. Coming back. Ready? This is an interesting moment. Try to be smooth, so connect first on the exhale, drawing and swoosh. Yeah. And you twist again. One side is never like the other. And lengthen. arm moves on you. And then from here we're gonna turn on our backs. So you just roll around. Pull the mat out a little. And these ones are particularly challenging for my forward fold stretch body. And it's an insufficiency that I often see in very stretchy yoga teachers, that they almost don't have the capacity to recruit their hamstrings, okay? So sitting here, palms facing back, I just put my heels on here, pulling, getting the muscles used to that action in the back body. Yeah, you're like, okay, this is where I'm working, it's hamstring. The more I push into the sliders, the more engaged I get them. Okay. Now as we go lower down, okay, we'll change a little bit, not too much at first. Have to recruit, engage the back of the knees, engage those hamstrings. And we'll do the same with the seat lifted, okay? So, baby bridge first. Try to do 10 slides. And this, for my body, incredibly challenging. You can feel the smoothness. The parting, the recruitment is just so challenging. 3, 2, pause. Nice. Place your feet up, lift the seat. 4, bridge pose. And we do a second round. Keep the heart open, throat open. And we're gonna try to lift the seat a little higher. Now, one version we can work with here too is, so this one first, 1 foot stable, okay? If you stabilize 1 foot on one slider, you decrease the challenge. Both feet sliders, more challenging. And lift into bridge, and then we're gonna slide one leg and come back. So close chain. 10 of these, trying to be very generous with the motion. Yeah. How are we doing? 4, 5. Can get my standing leg fatigued for sure here. So I used to have very good sliders, but I could never found them anymore since I lost them or gave them away, I think. So these ones I just got on Amazon. Very easy product. It's just a piece of plastic with a fabric on the other side. Ready for your second side? Inhale, bridge. Level your shoulders, level your heart space, and let's go. Just focus on the recruitment, focus on the integrity. These are so good. And last one. Nice.
and bring it back. I was cheating. Pause for a moment. Opening, yeah, the knees, windshield wipers. And we're gonna do our peak, which is again sliding both feet, but trying to keep the pelvis up as high as you can. Okay, I'm definitely working on my weak spot here. So you might be able to keep your pelvis up much higher. Well, there's something to be said about supporting that back line of the body, especially if you have loose structures, hypermobility issues around your sacral area, ligaments, maybe just due to pregnancies or loss of collagen type 2. You know, it really affects that butt area. Ready? Okay. Up. Okay. Quality over quantity. Lift your pelvis, slide. Oh, sorry, we were going on the heels here. Let's do that again. Up, and we slide, and bring it in. God. I'm clawing myself here. Oh. Smooth like a criminal. Yeah. You need to be challenged, fill the weak spot. Nice. And back. I lost count. But go for your 10. Oh, I'm so proud of you. And pulling, lift. Good job. And settle down. Nice work. Good. And then take just the bend. And we're gonna swing. Now this is an interesting one. Top leg over bottom and switch. Just to stretch the spine. You can just focus on the leg that goes up. The leg that goes up. Bring it up to your head. And then switch. This comes from contact bend. It's a really nice way to mobilize. Good. Well done. Good. Open the side. Engage your diaphragm into your breathing. Let's do that on the second side as well. A little passive stretch. And come up over the sides. Nice work. Nice work.
Now transitioning outside, because I had to change the setting and the sun came out after weeks of rain. We're gonna, from our seated position, loop into our feet for an open wide seat. Upavista Konasana. Now, you wanna really use your big toe and pinky toe are really for that feeling of resistance to lengthen into. Right? How do we get that eccentric length and strength in the muscle? Once you find your sitting bone and your Dandasana in this pose, you're going to side stretch here, letting the sunshine, the prana, in, and really anchoring through that big toe mound. Switch sides as we move through, anchoring through the big toe mound, anchoring the hip through this last part of class in some seated positions. And then moving your legs together, we're going to use that for our Triangle Mukha Ida Paschimottanasana. But first, in order to get that knee back, you really lean off that side, make the strap go through the inside and sit back. Now, if you need a block, of course, that goes underneath both sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen, and then find this symmetry in this absolutely asymmetric pose here. as you lengthen your sitting bones deep into the ground and your heart forward. You're going to transition to Kronchasana. So either holding the foot or holding the band. So that's where it's nice. It's already there. Curl and extend as you find that lift and length out of your low back. And then we open it up into open twist. Again, you could hold the strap here. You could keep the knee bent, hold the knee even. But really make sure you lengthen out of your lumbar spine as you enjoy this lovely open twist. Finding the rotation from the thoracic, moving back, and land your foot. Switching sides. Here, we're gonna just lean off the new side and find a symmetric seat in Dandasana first. Remember, this is the king or the queen of all the seated poses. So that's our reference. Dandasana, upright spine. And then right foot goes into a knee bend, Triangle Mukha Ida, Paschimottanasana, second side. Anchor as you lengthen. And I like to always think of the body as that physiology, that system we find anchoring in life. So just how a place can anchor you, getting ready for Ashtavakrasana. Oh, Kronchasana, I'm sorry. Kronchasana. Second side, root your hips, lengthen your low back, and extend your left leg. Optionally, you could bend your knee here, or you hold the strap. It's a little strenuous on the strap, the leg stuff, but it will work it. Open twist. Find length and grace curling out of that low back. And land your leg. Coming back to a symmetric seat. You're going to just pull the strap up a little. And I notice it's a little curled there, but it's okay. Well, we work it. And with it supporting the mid-spine, we're going to lean back, curl in, and extend out for supported bow pose. So do that one more time before I turn my arms back for external rotation. Really finding the length out of that curl. That's why it's so nice to go into the contrast too. And breathe as you hold. Balance as you take your arms up or forward. And really, how can we do this pose without straining our psoas muscle, right? And the band really makes that possible. Place your hands externally, curl, and readjust into the pose. And get comfy in it. After all, asana is finding ease in the pose, right? That's work in progress. Coming back on your back. We're going to do supine open leg position. So I'm going to unloop the left foot and abduct my right hip. Really find again that connection, not just that overstretch, that drawing in to extend out. Muscular organic energy. How do I make the connection in the joint before I extend it? And then we move it into twist. And just as the strap here really wraps around the torso, what is really nice, it's a good reminder for our diaphragmatic engagement. Allowing the shoulder to settle with gravity. Coming back, loop your second foot in, and let's find neutral position first. Just how we found Dandasana. Yeah, let's find supine Paschimottanasana. But this time, the strap is further up, it's mid-spine. So it's gonna almost lift your seat off, which is really nice reference to lengthen into. Find your neutral Dandasana, but on your back, right? And then we head for the second side. Good, I'm coming on an angle here. Opening the hip first as you find length and grace through your body. Breathing towards the earth as the force that sustains us, that grounds us, and then coming into the twist. Again, your option is to bend your knee or extend it. Allow your left shoulder to settle. Engage your diaphragm in that restriction of that closed twist. And allow your body to cool down and settle now after this hour practice. Both feet go back in. So reset, supine Paschimottanasana, but with the spine at the mid-back. You'll have it doesn't have that lumbar lift effect, right? But it tells your body where to lengthen your spine into, and it will pull your feet. So this time I'm just gonna let it pull towards, almost like I'm going towards Halasana, which is not in the plan for today, but it could be a really nice lift. In that case though, I will move the strap down to the level of the pelvic ridge. Breathe as you allow this enhanced passive stretch through the back body while your spine is long. All right, anchor your feet, remove the bend, and set your body. Allow your body, the frame, it deserves to expand into. So in many ways, Shavasana is a passive stretch and an organic way of allowing growth, enlargement, physically, energetically, and mentally. I so appreciate you practicing with me. Thank you very much. We'll be back live next week. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the different coulisses, the different options with chair and sliding floor. And always let me know in the comments if there's any specific you want to work through. Namaste. Enjoy your Shavasana as you allow this class to finish and wrap up. The natural reset, the natural hemostasis of your body. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.